Hello, friends. Ellen here. This is Gentle Yoga. Welcome. I haven't talked about folding blankets for a little while, so I just wanted to quickly talk about, I think last week I referred to the Burrito Fold, so I wanted to show you what some of these blanket folds are. Blankets are a wonderful go-to prop. If you have a couple yoga blankets, grab them today. If not, yoga block. Good to always have a block, and maybe a yoga strap. But I have one Burrito Fold blanket ready to go. I like starting seated on them. So if you have a yoga blanket or a big beach towel or couch blanket or something, just keep folding it in half and see where you get where the blanket is about the size of your torso. So here's what I mean by that. About this tall, shoulders width, hips width, about that size. And then from here, I'm going to fold it another 2 or 3 times. I guess it depends on the size you end up with. Sometimes these yoga blankets get a little misshapen. They get a little bulkier and smaller as they have been washed a few times. So 2 or 3 little folds here. We'll just make a little, I'll call it a bolster. But this is the fold I call the Burrito Fold. I guess maybe I've got 3 folds today. There's another fold that I call the enchilada fold, which is just a little longer and thinner. So I like to start seated on these blankets. These are wonderful to use. Then they're ready. We can use them for reclined butterfly pose, spinal twist, things like that as well. Props are our friends. I love to have yoga props. Oftentimes we think of props as cheating, or maybe we kind of make this judgment about props without even thinking about it, that we're using them because we can't do a pose, and that just isn't how it is. Really, what props do is enable us to explore poses in different ways. So poses in which our body could do it one way. If you have a prop, perhaps you can do the pose a little bit differently, and you can do it in more ways than just one. Sometimes it just helps us reposition. It gives us longer arms, or it gives us a little longer torso, things like that. So a little support where we could use a little more support so that we can feel more sensation, or we can ease out of more sensation. So welcome. Let's start in Sukhasana, easy seated pose, or any comfortable seat. If you have the blankets today and you're trying that out, or a block, you could sit on a block too. Feel for the sensation that you're sitting toward the front edge. So the sitting bones are toward the front edge of our prop, and this allows us to drop our hips open a little more easily. It gives us more room. I like to think of it as creating more space in our pelvis, to let the hips drop open. Allows our spine to grow a little longer and a little taller with a little more ease. So it's positioning our pelvis in such a way that there's less effort involved in holding alignment in Sukhasana. Likewise, if you'd like to use your blankets, if you have really tight hips and that isn't as comfortable, even sitting on a blanket, if you feel like your knees are up a little higher like this and it's strenuous, you could instead use a block or a blanket under the knees, and that will give you a little support there so that you can rest into something as well. Internal focus. Whether your eyes are open or closed, just bring our focus internal. Begin to fill the body with breath. The foundation of our yoga practice is the breath, the concentration, internal focus. Our yoga breath is breathing long, deep breaths in and out through the nose. So as you take your first few big, long, deep breaths, maybe take a little extra breath and really fill the body with breath. Breath out, find the emptiness as well. Perhaps we imagine the breath feels like a wave flowing the tide washing in and washing out. And as we're internally focused, observe your space in the room, your presence in your space. Feel the energy surrounding you, the energy within you. We could position our hands to rest on our thighs, palms up, an open gesture. Whether you practice hand mudra or not, it's a gesture that's symbolic of being willing to receive. So perhaps today in our practice, we decide if we are willing to receive, palms up or palms down, always an option as well. Our outer eyes are closed, our inner eye opens, our third eye, ajna. And we use our third eye, our mind's eye, to find alignment in our postures. We use it to picture the breath in the body, perhaps even to judge our proprioception, where we are in space, the space surrounding. And the ujjayi pranayama, reorganizing the breath. So you can imagine the breath as you breathe rubbing the back of your throat. Kind of a throaty breath, a throaty sound of vibration. And ujjayi, a wonderful way to stay present as well. As we open our eyes, we'll choose a focal point. So whether eyes are open or closed, a drishti, inward or outer gaze. It's a form of meditation, our drishti, our focus, our gaze. Beautiful. Notice the pace of your breath, and we'll continue with the flow of our breath. Whether eyes are open or closed, on the inhale, we'll lift our chin, lift our gaze, feel an opening in the heart, the chest, the front body, the throat. And as we exhale, we'll come tall again, then tuck chin and feel the back of the neck begin to loosen and ease. Inhaling as we realign, and then lift chin, lift heart, lift gaze. And exhaling as we again tuck chin and begin to round the body forward. Inhaling as we lift. Exhaling as we tuck and round. You can go as far forward as feels comfortable on that exhale. Let's take 2 more breaths like this. Inhaling the extension, exhaling flexion. Last breath. And we'll come tall again. Back to center. I find the next little series of movements a little bit easier not sitting on a prop. So if that works in your body, to remove the props. And then we'll fold legs opposite so we even out the stretch. We'll take right ear to right shoulder. Still tall, nice and tall. But tuck chin to collarbone on the right. Begin to roll the head around. Let's just do a quarter circle, forward and down. Inhale tall. And exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Shoulders relaxed. And we'll tuck chin to collarbone on the left. Half circle. Roll the head forward and down. Right ear to right shoulder. Are you ready for full circles? So half or full. Try to make it clockwise a few times around. Counterclockwise a few times around. Breathing, long, deep breath. Beautiful. If I haven't switched directions yet, opposite direction. Let your mind's eye find those tight spots. Maybe we give a little extra through those spots. Maybe a little pause, a little slower movement through, back and forth over. One more breath. Beautiful. Tall again, back to center. So as we sit tall, this time hands to the knees, to cup knees. We'll tuck our chin and our tail and round the spine back into flexion. So you can let your head fall forward, the neck relax, the tail tuck under, hands are gripping, body is easing into flexion here. Feel that sensation all the way down your back body. Then as we inhale, we'll create a back bend. You can lead with your heart. Inhale tall. You could get that back bend all the way up into the neck, and exhale, tuck and round. Inhale, extend and arch. So your pace might be a little different than mine. You're always welcome. Exhale, tuck and round to find your own pace as well. We'll all meet up eventually. I'll try to use lots of words so we can figure out where we're at and come together again in our practice. Breathing. One more breath here. Flexion. Extension. Inhale tall. Beautiful. Back to center. Shoulders left to right. So feel for the sensation, even though we're doing the side-to-side movement, that we're sitting toward the front edge of those sitting bones. And then you could begin to make a little spiral with your torso. Round and round. Then we can tuck the tail, roll to the back of the seat, forward and back, round and round. You can add that back bend as you come forward, the tucking as you're back. Find a rhythm, a pace with the breath. Now this can be any size movement, rhythmic, circular. Let's take 3 more breaths. Whichever direction you're going, maybe it's clockwise, maybe it's counterclockwise. Do you ever notice you start on one, you typically have a go-to? I think I'm a clockwise person. Must be left brain, right brain. Opposite direction. This way might feel a little less intuitive, but very important to do the less intuitive things as well as the intuitive things. Follow the intuition, but even it out, right? Beautiful. One more breath here. And then let's take a few more little spirals where we spiral up tall and small till you're centered and you're still. Do you feel the sensation that your spine is growing a little longer? There's a little more space between all the vertebrae. Neck turns to gaze toward the right, and we'll twist toward the right, so we create that space in our spine so that we can find more ease in our twists, so we can get all parts of our spine involved in the twist. You could leverage left hand to right leg. Right arm might come around behind. Use your mind's eye to imagine the shape of the spine, to feel it with your mind's eye. If you're noticing any little back bends, we try to neutralize those back bends with length. Beautiful. Forward again, centered and tall. Inhale. Axial extension, we call that. And then neck turns to gaze toward the left. We'll twist toward the left. Right hand could leverage on left leg. Left arm could come around behind. So think about lengthening. Think about rotating from the bottom of our spine down. I like to imagine my whole torso like a cylinder rotating clockwise. So the hips are rotating, the ribs are rotating. Counterclockwise, the shoulders, counterclockwise, the neck. Beautiful. Back to center. Hold that tall cylinder. Little bit of fluid movement here, side to side. Beautiful. Centered and still. Left arm reaches up, leaning right. Feel a nice long reach, length to those fingertips on the left side. Left side body expands and lengthens. Then balance that with ease, but you can turn your neck to gaze forward, down, up, back and forth there. Beautiful. Inhale, tall, right arm reaches, leaning left. So first that length, that opening on the side, then the ease. Breathing. Perhaps adding that rotation to the neck. Beautiful. Back to center. Nice and tall. If you have a yoga strap, grab your yoga strap. If you don't, you can just do the same arm movements and arm position. So I'm holding buckle in one hand, the other hand, about as wide as my knees on that strap. Lift your arms up toward the sky, and then can you lift your shoulder blades up toward your ears? Lift your shoulders, kind of shrug up, and then roll the shoulder blades down the back body. Beautiful. Keeping those shoulders down and back. Little movements side to side here. Perhaps we begin to make the arms move just a bit further behind the body. You might feel a little more sensation doing that. And then you could bring the arms in this motion side to side, but a little bit in front of the body. Beautiful. Forward and down. Shoulders stay down. Inhale, arms reach up. Beautiful. And back. Maybe go a little wider on your strap. Up and over, back and down. Beautiful. A few times like this. Beautiful. Now the right arm up with the strap in your right hand. Right elbow bends. So left arm comes up from behind. If you have the strap, your left hand could kind of grab the strap and work its way up. Pause wherever you feel like there's plenty of stretch for that left shoulder. Feel the tug on the right tricep. That's the underside of your right upper arm. That's our focus here. And then just adding that left shoulder stretch as well. And if you can relax a little bit in the arms, just let the arms be heavy. That left hand holding strap might give you a little extra sensation in that right tricep. Beautiful. We'll release the right hand. And then pass the strap to the left hand. Left arm goes up. Left elbow bends. So fingertips toward the shoulder blades on the back there. Right arm comes up from behind. If you have a strap, walk that hand up the strap little by little and just notice where you feel some good sensation. The goal is not the destination being fingers touching. I mean, that might happen in your body, but kind of inch your way up and just feel, where do you get the best stretch? That's much more important, where you find the perfect amount of stretch rather than kind of muscling into things or pulling or pushing too deep. Beautiful. And we'll release that. You can set the strap aside. Hugging arms across chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Now notice which elbow is on top and which elbow is under. Let's keep our elbows crossed like that, but bring our forearms together. There's your eagle arms. Do you not get a nice sensation across the shoulder blades? I like to lift and lower a little. Beautiful. You might wrap your wrists as well. So eagle arms anywhere in this realm, wherever you get a good sensation. Beautiful. All right, whichever elbow is underneath now will be on top the next time. So notice that. We'll open arms out and then cross the other elbow underneath. So you might wrap wrists, you might hug, you might lift a little higher. Breathing. I like to tuck chin just a bit and feel a little sensation on the back of the neck. And then I like to lift my chin and my elbows. A little more lift and opening as well. Beautiful. Garudasana, eagle arms. Opening arms out. Let's interlock our fingers behind our back now. And if it feels good in your body to extend the arms, you can do that as well. Maybe your palms are facing each other. Maybe you turn palms outward. Breathing. You could shrug shoulders. One more breath, wherever you feel some good sensation. Beautiful. Release. All right, let's roll on to our back. So if you have the blankets today, we'll set one blanket on each side. If you have blocks, one blanket on each side or one block on each side. And then blankets, if they're folded like the burrito, like we have them, you can just fold them up one more time when we're down. So I just like to kind of set them in the middle to start with. Lie on your back, and then if we need them, they're there for us. All right, bending knees, planting feet. Dropping knees to the right. You could let your leg rest on the blanket. Feel the sensation in the hips. One hip is open and one hip is closed. Right hip is open, left hip is closed, and you'll feel that sensation on opposite sides of the body. And then we'll drop knees to the left. You might feel a little sensation or tug on the quadriceps as well of that right leg. Beautiful, side to side. So we're centered. Spine is nice and long. Breathing side to side. Beautiful. Let's come on back to center. Extend your left leg long. Draw your right knee towards your chest. And then just pause as you interlock your fingers to hold just over the knee. Roll the ankle, circle the ankle. Point and flex the foot. Wiggle the toes around. Breathing. Beautiful. Now let's really flex the left foot. Draw down into that left heel. Stretch that leg as long as you can as you point the right ankle. Relax the upper body. Beautiful. Let's extend our right leg toward the sky. Pause wherever you start to feel sensation. Hands can continue to hold that leg. You can relax the energy in that left leg. Beautiful. One more breath here. You might work a little more length into the hamstring as you get used to that sensation. Beautiful. All right. Right knee toward chest again. Left hand holds right knee, right arm opens out to the side, turning neck to gaze toward the right arm. We'll begin to drop the right knee toward the left. Notice the left hip is tucking under. So you can bend that left knee a bit and tuck left hip under a little more. Be sure to untuck left shoulder blade as well. Now, is your right leg resting on the blanket or on the block? So my blanket's a little low. I'm going to give my blanket one more little fold there. And I've got a perfect little pillow for that knee. Then left hand can weigh down, weight onto the right leg. A little bit of leverage for a little more sensation. Support under the leg. One more breath. Kind of allows us to release some tension in the rest of the body. And might get a little more beneficial stretch. In this case, it's a yin pose, so that's how those yin poses work. Beautiful. All right, let's turn our neck to gaze toward the left now. Take your left arm next to your head, and we'll just roll to the left side body. Stack your knees, stack your hips. Right hand reaches back for the top of the right foot. Press your right foot into the right hand a bit and increase sensation in the right thigh. Beautiful. One more breath here. This is a yin pose called cat pulling its tail. We're not practicing a yin style today, just getting a nice little stretch on that quad. Beautiful. And let's release the foot. Roll onto your back again. Find your center. Find your symmetry. We'll extend left leg long. Bring right knee toward you. Extend right leg long. Bring left leg toward you. Hands hold left knee in toward chest. Circling the left ankle. Pointing and flexing and relaxing most of the body here. And then we'll bring energy into that right leg and point to the left. So flex down into the right heel. Lengthen that right leg long. Point the left ankle. Relax the upper body. The yin and the yang. Beautiful. Left leg extends towards sky. Find as much length as gives you the perfect amount of sensation in left leg. You can relax the flex in that right leg. One more breath here. And we'll draw left knee toward chest. Right hand holds the left knee. Left arm opens out to the side. Turn the neck to gaze toward the left arm. And we'll drop the left knee toward the right. Right hip tucks under. Right shoulder untucks. Maybe that extra little fold in your burrito, your little blanket today, or a block. A block is a nice size as well. Right hand weighs the left knee down onto the block. I'm getting my lefts and rights confused, aren't I? Beautiful. Perfect amount of sensation. If it's probably a little too much if it's hard to relax. See what you can relax in the body to find the sensation. One more breath. You can always back out. Beautiful. Let's turn the neck now to gaze over the right shoulder, right arm next to head. Roll to the right side body, stacking your knees, stacking your hips. Left hand reaches back for the top of that left foot, pressing left foot into left hand. Breathing, so a little active sensation here. This is a nice way to stretch the quadriceps. One more breath. All the way from the hip, all the way down to the knee. Beautiful. All right. You can release that leg. We'll press our left hand into the earth. Come on up to hands and knees, tabletop position. If you have sensitive knees and a thin yoga mat, the blanket is nice if you unfold it down to the torso size fold under the knees. Wrists beneath shoulders, knees beneath hips. Strong arms push earth away, shoulders away from ears. Breathing. Let's extend our right leg back, toes tuck under. Push into earth to energize. Keep those shoulders away from ears. Reach length back into your right heel, and then lift the right leg parallel to the earth. Breathing. Feel that long line of energy reaching from heel all the way up that right leg through the body, through the neck, through the crown. So the neck is lifting in line with spine as well. Beautiful. Bending right knee, bottom of right foot towards sky. There's our tiger pose. Spinal balance with the bend in the knees. Tiger. One more breath. You could certainly extend left arm forward as well. Nice. Let's come back to hands and knees. And then we'll extend left leg back. So wrists beneath shoulders, strong arms. Hands push into earth, shoulders down away from ears. Stretching length back into that left heel as you lift left leg parallel to earth. Pull from heel all the way up to crown. Breathing. Option to extend right arm forward as well. And tiger will bend that left knee, bottom of left foot towards sky. Breathing. One more breath. Beautiful. Back to our hands and our knees. We'll drop our belly and arch the back. Hips and gaze high. Cow pose. Inhale. Exhale as we tuck and round for cat. Tighten up the front body to loosen the back body. Inhale, dropping belly. Cat pose. Now we're tightening up that back body to loosen up the front body. Exhaling as we tuck. Inhaling as we arch. Let's take 2 more breaths. Cat and cow. You might like to add a little child's pose in. Seat toward heels if your knees like that, if your knees don't mind. 1 more breath. Gentle yoga, I don't tend to do things, I try to avoid doing things that are a little more strenuous on the knees and hips. So sometimes child's pose is a bit much on knees if they're sensitive. All right, toes tuck under. Strong arms push earth away. Can you hover your knees? Do you feel the abs engage as you do that? Beautiful. Extend your legs long. Push earth away with hands. Seat back and up. Breathing. So feel for the sensation that you're lifting your seat away from your head as you push hands into earth. Bending knees. Breathing. You can leave a little bend in the knees there. Line up the spine. And then adding that little pedal to the feet, a little longer, 1 leg at a time. Get a little sensation in the back of the leg. 1 more breath. Beautiful. Bigger bend to the knees now so that we feel that stretch on the back of the legs. Strong arms push seat away, the back of the calves. 1 at a time, walk those hands back toward the feet. Ragdoll forward fold. You could sway a little, toe to heel, side to side, loosening it up. Breathing. If you can multitask, you can move that blanket off to the side. I like to keep it folded in burrito. 1 more breath here. So maybe ribs are resting on thighs. Maybe ribs are off thighs. Nice and loose. We'll take our hands to our thighs. Begin to extend, lengthen your legs and lengthen your spine. Shoulders away from ears. Half lift. Inhale, lots of length. Beautiful. Little bend to the knees. Push into earth, come tall. Reach and gaze to sky. Exhale to heart. 2 more. Inhale to sky. Reach and gaze. Exhale to heart. 1 more. Inhale. Reach and gaze. Exhale to heart. Release, Tadasana. Beautiful. All right. So we'll step wide on our mat now and do a little flow. So feet wider than hips, hands to the hips to begin. Outer edges of feet parallel to the short end of your mat. And then zip the body up tall, so shoulders are down and back. Inhale, reach and gaze to sky. Exhale, goalpost arms, elbows open out, chest stretch, perhaps that back bend in your upper body. Inhale, reach and gaze up. Exhale as we gaze forward, swan dive to half lift, hands to the knees. Torso parallel to earth. Inhale, lengthen at half lift, tail to crown. Forward fold, exhale, gradually release forward. Release, relax. Inhale, half lift, lengthen, energized. Exhale, release, relax. 1 more like that. Inhale, lengthen. Half lift doesn't have to be torso parallel to earth. It's just long spine, axial extension, energy, and length. Release, relax, forward fold. Beautiful. All right, in forward fold, maybe you move those hips side to side. Hands can be on the legs, they could be on the earth. And we'll come to center and stillness for a moment here. Can you press into the big toe ball mounds of your feet just as much as the pinky toe ball mounds? We'll add a little bend to the knees. Does that decrease the sensation on the back of the knee joint? So we want that sensation in the belly of the muscle, the back of the leg, rather than the back of the knee. Might enable us to lift that seat a little higher. 1 more breath here. Beautiful. Big bend to the knees. Half lift, inhale, long legs. All the way up to sky. Reach and gaze. Exhale, goalpost arms. Inhale to sky. And we'll release the arms. Beautiful. Let's turn our right toes toward the right. And our left heel toward the left. So left hip closed, right hip open. Body is still facing length of mat. Root into earth, grow tall. On the exhale, reach out into that right arm. So we're taking that long spine with us. Keep that length in your spine. Keep reaching till you don't go any further. Tick-tock the arms. Left arm reaches up, right arm reaches down. Breathing. Neck turns to gaze up, though you could turn your neck any direction as long as the neck is in the same line as the rest of your spine. Trikonasana. Inhale, tall reverse. Left arm back, right arm lifts up. Beautiful. 1 more triangle. Reach out into that left arm. Keep that length. Tick-tock the arms. Breathing. Feel for the sensation that your body is rotating toward the sky. Beautiful. Inhale, tall reverse. Left arm back, right arm reaches up. Nice. Body tall again. Bending right knee. Big bend in the knee. Do you see how far forward over the knee or over the ankle my knee is? I need a longer stance, so I'm going to scoot that foot forward just a little. So vertical, knee over hip. That lower leg is vertical. Neck turns to gaze toward the right. Breathing. Warrior 2 to peaceful. Left arm back, right arm lifts. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Beautiful. Right leg long. And we'll come back to parallel feet. Inhale to sky. Swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to sky, reach and gaze. Exhale, heart. Inhale, arms reach up and then out, parallel to earth. We'll turn our left toes toward the left, our right heel toward the right. Root into earth, grow tall. Body faces the long edge of your mat. Lengthening spine as you reach out into that left arm. Keep reaching till you feel a tug, some resistance in that leg. Tick-tock the arms, right arm up, left arm down. Breathing somewhere in the middle. Feel for that sensation that we're revolving toward the sky. Inhale, tall, reverse. Right arm back, left arm lifts. Beautiful, body tall, root into earth, grow tall. Keep that length as you reach to left. One more Trikonasana. Breathing. So even as you deepen and settle toward earth, we're still revolving that body toward sky. Inhale, tall, reverse. Beautiful, body tall, arms parallel to earth. Left knee bends, perhaps a little longer stance. Left knee over heel, gazing down toward the left arm. Shoulders over hips, so it's not a reach. We're not reaching this way. We're vertical this way. Beautiful, warrior two to peaceful. Right arm back, left arm lifts. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. Beautiful, both legs long. Release. Parallel again. Let's toe heel in just a little. Not quite as wide, and then we'll turn our heels in and our toes out. Root those feet into earth. Zip that body up tall. Bending knees, and as we bend our knees, let's start small. Heels beneath knees. Knees are opening out, so we're using muscles to actively draw those hips open. And you can move your heels beneath your knees. Think about trying to get those thighs at the same angle as the feet. Beautiful. Inhale, goal post arms. Lengthen legs, lengthen arms for star. Hands to heart, back into those knees. Beautiful. One more star. Inhale. Goal post arms back into those knees. If it feels like you have a big back bend, tuck it in a little because you're probably not getting the stretch in the hips. In that case, you're moving the stretch to the back bend, which that's not this pose. Beautiful. And release. Nice. Let's toe heel back together, or you could even hop or step to mountain. Heels beneath hips, feet parallel, body tall. Inhale, reach and gaze to sky. Swan dive forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Any amount of bend in your knees. Couple breaths here. Can you find that ujjayi pranayama? Can you feel that breath rub the back of the throat? One more breath. Beautiful. Let's bend our knees straight ahead. There's a nice quad stretch, yogi squat, but we'll come all the way down to our seat. All right. So have those blankets ready, one on each side. If you want to get them pre-folded, you could even add that extra little fold, or you've got a block if you'd like. Beautiful. And then roll onto your back. Bending knees, planting feet. You can open the arms out to the sides. Lengthen your spine here. Feel for the sensation that that spine is nice and long. We're centered. We'll bring the bottoms of our feet together as we drop the hips open. And you can slide those blankets right under the thighs. Good support for the thighs. Beautiful. So wiggle into this one. I always find wiggling helps me find these poses more perfectly. So feet might be closer up toward body. Feet might be a little further away. That'll change the shape of the diamond in your legs, that space between the legs. And you might notice that you get more sensation in one way or the other. And you can just keep moving the blankets a little further away from the thighs, further down the knees, or minimizing the size of the blankets until you feel the perfect amount of sensation. If you have really flexible hips that open very easily in this posture, you might take that blanket and instead put it on top of your thigh. Then you'll find sensation and ease. Let's take about 3 breaths here. Supta Baddha Konasana, reclined bound angle. 2 more breaths. Last breath. Beautiful. Let's bring our knees together. Walk your feet just a little further apart and rest in stillness and symmetry for a moment. Moving into our final relaxation pose, extending legs. Let your heels find the corners of the mat. Heels in, toes out, so the hips drop open. Arms wherever it's comfortable. So if you had a lot of sensation in the arms in reclined butterfly, maybe they were out to the sides, you could bring them closer in. Rock the head a little side to side. So legs can be as wide as you like. Breathing. If you notice any little things touching, like I've got a block touching my foot and a blanket tassel touching my hand, try to move those out of the way. That's distraction for the mind. And we're easing into our final relaxation, internal focus. Dhyana, the nervous system will find that ease more easily without little distractions. Feel your body easing toward the earth, as if someone just ironed out all your wrinkles. Corpse pose, Shavasana, restores life. Symbolically, the dead parts of our being fall away. The ghosts are released. Shavasana is the dress rehearsal for death. We drop the solidity of our physical bodies, the heaviness of our mental space, into the earth. We surrender all the bits of ourselves and our lives that we love and hold dear into the earth beneath us. And then when we come back rejuvenated. Shavasana allows us for a moment to lay that weight to rest. And when we pick it up again, we are refreshed. The mind, the body, the breath, the heart, finding one, finding union. Yoga. Please feel free to remain in your final relaxation for, do you have 5 more minutes? Can you remain? As long as you like. Bring your mind's eye to focus on the heart, anahata. Let there be an opening into the quiet that lies beneath the chaos, where you find the peace you did not think possible, and see what shimmers within the storm. Those are words by Jan Richardson. Peace of the rolling waves to you. Peace of the flowing air to you. Peace of the quiet earth to you. Namaste. Thank you for practice today, friends. My name is Ellen. Lovely to be with you here on Wednesdays at noon for gentle yoga, Fridays for yoga flow, kind of a mellow yoga flow practice. Lots of wonderful classes. We have a lot of yoga classes on virtual. We also have all sorts of other kinds of exercise classes as well. So really nice, well-rounded fitness. So check out ymcanorth.org and click on virtual. If you'd like to send me a message, if you're on Facebook today, you could scroll down and comment and I'll read the comment. If you're on virtual, just click that button at the bottom of the virtual page, submit feedback, and I'll get your message as well. I love to meet and chat. Namaste.